Oh yeah, that shit's getting real old, to be honest. Oh, but Trump did January 6th. He messed up the Ukraine-Russia deal. He's messing up the Israel. Maybe we should just ship you off to those fucking places, huh? It sounds like you're tired of fucking living, eh? Trump addresses joint session of Congress and first major speech since returning to office. Oh yeah, apparently, fuckboy, Hassan got out after what? After a day of being... I think he, like, made a video or some shit. And then he was, like, unbanned right after or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, the whole Twitch thing, favoritism, right? It's never gonna end.
We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job. And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
They're just like, fuck you.
We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Good luck. Oh yeah, let me grab this.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
God damn. I have to get... God damn it, they're moving the camera, so it's getting fucking... I have to... This is the best.
Not too good.
Not too good. Flight attendant fired after posting twerking video, speaks out. What? Were you twerking on the job? Like, what were you doing? Their little signs are so pathetic. Yeah, I don't know why they made those little weird signs. That was so weird. I thought it was a good idea for the Democrats to bring signs to hold. Yeah, I don't know what that was either. I was wondering about that too. I was like, why do they have these signs? Imagine holding up a false sign when they are the worst liars. Yep. I'm gonna get some of these comments too, because like this. Slate at an auction. Look at what they can say to get our minions to do what we want. That's pretty deep there, man. That's pretty deep. Yeah, those are the auction. They're basically just paddles.
Political that were
Right, they look like ping pong paddles, but in actual, they're just like a popsicle stick, and there's like two cardboard fucking paper, 2 pages on the right, or some shit mashed together. There was a moment that the mic dropped hard. It created the Gulf of America. 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 Fuck yeah. Here to say the motherfucking day, America. Okay. Just witnessed Maxine Waters tried to demand her way into hand-delivering an anti-Doge letter to HUD's Secretary Turner while he was in a meeting. Wait, what? Wait, did this really just happen?
Let me see if I can relay the letter. I'll see if I need to.
We would like to give the letter to him.
He's in a meeting. This is
They obviously have staff outside to stop people from going into the meeting if they have to. Or his assistant. I don't know. What do they want exactly? Oh, she got kicked out of the meeting. She was in the meeting. I guess she wanted to. I'm so confused.
Okay, so we'd like to deliver the letter to him?
I can change this letter.
He wants the letter.
Let me see if I can relay the letter. I'll see
If I.
We would like to give the letter to him.
He's in a meeting.
This is the chair, ranking member. We deal with all HUD issues. That's all. This is not like. Yeah, we understand.
This is like understand some renegade group. Come in.
Okay, so we'd like to deliver the letter to him?
I can change this letter.
Yeah, he can give her the letter.
We can make sure he gets a letter.
Okay, well let me just understand very clearly. I know you can deliver it. Are you saying that I won't be allowed to deliver?
Are you saying I won't be allowed to? Wait, what are you talking about? He's in a meeting right now. Are you gonna waltz in the meeting? Are you gonna disrupt the meeting? What?
He's unavailable right now.
Oh, he's not here.
No, he is. He's in a meeting right now.
He's here.
Yeah.
And he's not available right now. And you would like to deliver it to him.
That's correct.
But we can't go no matter what and deliver it to him ourselves.
They're trying to play these weird games, right? They're obviously trying to fucking do some shady shit. For the cameras, by the way. Right?
I'm happy to deliver the letter for you.
I beg your pardon?
I'm happy to deliver.
I know you are, but are you refusing me?
I'm not refusing you. I told you.
He's not refusing anything. He's in a meeting right now, you fucking idiot.
So should we wait until he comes out of the meeting?
I mean, if you want.
I think he's going to be here for a while. So.
It's okay, I can stay all night.
We'll deliver the letter for
We'll
you.
deliver the letter for
Yeah.
We can all.
you. Let me get in and watch this. Whoa! Whoa! watch this? Let me see if I can get him. So
Okay.
You want to watch this Trump conference video? Whoa!
I'm so what? I'm so confused because what were they trying to get? Let me guess. There's a whole posse behind her. And they were essentially trying to push their way through, is what was probably going to happen. But then when they got shut down, right, you just hear a bunch of fucking commotion in the back.
Let me see if I can get him. So
Okay.
You want to watch this Trump conference video?
Yeah, as soon as he was like, yeah, some shit is like happening in the background. Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, whatever happened, there's some shit happening in the background. Cause there was a crash. Yeah, what does that sound in the back? Bang, yeah. Bang. Oh wait. Yeah, what is that slamming? What is that? It sounded like someone was trying to force their way through or something. That was weird. Anyways. Yeah, it's like every time they think they can like waltz in and like dictate how everything should be going, it's like, what are you doing? Not even Trump can do that type of shit. Like, what are you doing? Massachusetts has our own version in Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. She needs to be investigated. The ones who are against Doge are guilty as hell. Yeah. Pretty much. Anyways. What time is it? Fuck, it's already almost 1. There's nothing out there with this one. Unskippable. Already saw that. It popped up twice on accident. Or Bruce clearance months too late? Brush, sorry. Star Trek star George Takei cheers on leftists who crashed Vance's family ski trip. People outraged after California Democrats introduced bill that criminalizes self-defense. Oh yeah. Yeah, the fact that they're doing this is kind of fucked up. Basically, they want you to disengage and run away first. And it's like, what? Huh? Basically, duty to retreat first, and then you can self-defend. Which is like, what the fuck are you doing? You know how many people get fucking got? Even with... Right, this isn't gonna help anyone. This is just gonna cause more crime. California Democrats purged 5 Republicans and 1 moderate Democrat from committees. Silicon Valley tech execs turned to ketamine-fueled psychedelic slumber parties to boost their careers. Wait, what? See, this is why you can't trust fucking people in California. They're all commies. I bet like more than half of the state doesn't even fucking vote, to be honest. And they just allow these fucking shit Democrats to ruin their own fucking state. Watch, Elvira, actress Cassandra Peterson donated her Tesla. Oh yeah, I heard about this one. That was weird. Failed 2024 Democratic VP nominee Tim Walz reveals. Oh yeah, I already heard about that one. Trump is an enemy to the United States. Yeah, we heard that. What,
He
yesterday?
decided that he wanted to talk about his clothes. I'm sorry, when you're at war, you're not worried about your outfit. If he was walking around in the fanciest suits, I'm sure that they would accuse him of taking our dollars and spending it on his wardrobe. This
Look, the whole suit thing was pretty fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. But the dude is a politician. Just look at you. Like, what are you wearing? Nice way to be disingenuous, fuckhead.
is a no-win situation when you're walking in with someone who has decided that he is going to align himself with a dictating thug. There's not a middle.
Oh, so you don't want Zelensky, you don't want Zelensky out of the war. You want to keep the war machine going is what you're saying. Right. I was like, what? What? Huh? Excuse me?
Ground with this president.
Oh, crap.
He has no intentions of doing right by the United States.
Oh, crap.
We are in a national security crisis.
Oh, crap.
Unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States.
I'll let that be the last word. Jasmine Crockett, privileged to have you here in studio, too. I mean, make this a thing. I mean, anytime. Okay, just come on up from D.C. or Texas, wherever you may be gallivanting around. Thank you, my friend.
MSNBC, which is a threat to democracy, actually.
I'll let that be the last word.
And there you have it. I thought it was a constitutional crisis. Yeah, I know. They didn't use that word for some reason. Yeah, they didn't use race card for some reason that time. But they did call Trump an enemy, right? An enemy of the United States, by the way, even though he's the president. What? Okay. That hair is glued to her head. I mean, just look at her eyeliner. Like, it's white. There's like white eyeliner here, but there's no white eyeliner here. Like, what is? What? Or is it just the camera angle?
Someone who has decided that he is going to align him.
Like, do you see that? Like, did she have some mascara malfunction? Like, her beauty wardrobe malfunction? Like, what happened? What's that look here? What? What's going on here? What is this? Did you mess up? Like, what happened? Anyways. She's just a dumb weirdo. Anyways, let's see what Karen Bass is underway.
There is a movement underway to recall Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass over her handling of the Palisades fire. The LA Times is reporting
it was pretty bad.
Paperwork was filed yesterday with the city's Ethics Commission. The filing now allows those who are involved to raise money to place a recall on the ballot. Now, to trigger a recall election, opponents would need to collect approximately 330,000 signatures, or 15% of the city's registered voters, within the next 4 months. The mayor is being criticized for not being in the city during the fire. Bass says she was not told about the severity of fire weather conditions before she left for a diplomatic mission to Ghana. One of the reasons she cited for firing LAFD Chief Kristen Crowley. As we've reported, the mayor's staff was briefed by the National Weather Service prior to her trip. A political strategist for Bass says the recall is nothing more than an extreme right-wing stunt designed to divide the city when we need to move forward, his words.
I hope she gets recalled. She deserves it. Fucking dumb bitch. Gavin Newsom needs a recall too, even though he's been... Dude, why don't they just recall... Who the fuck keeps trying to say Gavin Newsom? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so sick of these fucking people. Why do these people keep saving these fucking retards who are obviously just fucking snake oil salesmen? Like, I don't understand it. Motherfuckers are commies. They literally suck the dick of Xi. Motherfuckers living in the 100-acre woods. Getting high off their own supply. Oh yeah, the Long Beach town hall, or the town hall place that got hit up recently, like 5 days ago or something like that. We saw earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of shady shit, a lot of corruption. Hassan goes on bizarre rant about Asmongold. Oh yeah, he was basically trying to say that Asmongold caused his whole problem, I guess, for some reason. Dude, Hassan just blames everyone. Motherfucker just blames everyone for all of his mistakes. Motherfucker plays the blame game every fucking day. The dude is a grade 8 fucking idiot. Motherfucker deserves his legs to get broken. Jesus. Fucking retard. Let's see, erupt over migrant shelter reopening.
Let him die. Do you want me to shoot you? Stop chasing him!
No.
Christina.
No. Jackson, plant the Highland so I can see.
You stop, or I will shoot you in the head, and you step with me tight.
I'm gonna start the tracheotomy. To the OR.
I can't talk right now. I'm trying to...
Let him die.
It's over, he's dead.
Please don't stop.
Shut up!
No.
It's over, he's dead. I'm gonna fluoro plug the suture. I'm gonna start the tracheotomies. Jackson,
Basically, so what she did there was tried to play fucking right, play dead. She basically just, I think she was trying, she was trying to set up some kind of thing to like hold over for a few seconds to like, right, make the scene and then make the guy go away. Pretty good. But yeah, there have been cases of this actually happening.
My leg is turning into wood.
Where right, you have someone who's distraught and tries to fucking off the doctor because the person they're trying to save is not someone they like very much. But yeah, it happens from time to time. It's pretty fucked up, but what can you do? Humans are humans. They do some fucked up shit. Got plowed. Anyways, what's the next thing? ICE raids Amazon warehouse as migrants flee NYC. Like that one dude who puts on the ICE jacket. It was like, oh yeah, I just put on this ICE jacket and just roll up to one of these Amazon warehouses one day, or these places one day, and you just see all the migrants scurry. Oh fuck, Jesus.
Officials have not disclosed exact. Federal officials have not disclosed exact numbers, but there is broad reporting about migrants being swept up during recent immigration raids.
It is a scary proposition for tens of thousands of hard-working migrants, especially those.
So, as ICE agents flood New York City looking for dangerous individuals and gang members, they can wind up at pretty much any business. And while an alleged raid at one of Amazon's warehouses was probably shocking to everyone inside, immigrant advocates are outraged, saying workplace raids have nothing to do with deporting the high-level criminals ICE says they're after. Unless, of course, those criminals are doing whatever they can to hide in plain sight.
Exclusive video of federal agents swarming into a Washington Heights building hours after a similar sting in the Bronx.
A couple dozen arrests made in the early morning hours across the city, and that number growing.
It's leading to fear in these communities. It's not only palpable, but it's starting to actually become more and more visible. There have been raids in nearby Newark, New Jersey at a wholesaler of fish there. And then we saw most recently a raid at the Bronx Terminal Market. That's a well-known food market.
Antonio and Sarahi own two businesses and employ nearly 30 people, some of whom are also undocumented.
We're entrepreneurs. We're working hard. We don't have any criminal records. We're following the rules. We're making the community a better place, a safe place.
You're sweeping
Okay, well, they're not targeting you.
up a lot of them. All illegal entrants. Do you really?
Yeah, I have an issue with people fucking, right, trying to blend the two for some reason. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you trying to help criminals when you know that these criminals have fucked with you? It's like, what?
Really believe they're the same?
No, absolutely not. And that's why we're prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. And we have given ICE instructions. When you look for the bad guy and you find others with them, you will arrest them because they're in the country in violation of law.
Now we're up to 22 Dem senators all doing the same cringe video
So an alleged
simultaneously.
ICE raid took place at an Amazon warehouse with a manager at the facility warning it might not be the last. And even though the news outlet on this says they can't confirm all the details, what nobody in New York wants to admit is that
I
if
need to
ICE
report a
does go and
murder.
raid
The
a
president
warehouse
just
and they
ended
take
the
dangerous criminals and get them out of the
Democrats.
country, they've done everyone in there a favor. Because according to the border czar, ICE doesn't just raid random businesses. And if ICE gets a tip that a criminal is hiding at or being aided by a business, they may locate individuals in the company of that criminal who've got ties to them, are assisting them, and could also be dangerous. And the reason critics are so upset about this is there are over 400,000 people unlawfully living in New York City, many of whom have jobs that these businesses rely on, leading defenders of illegal immigration to claim ICE's enforcement actions could crash the local economy, as these immigrants are taking jobs Americans refuse to work at. An extreme statement for sure, as one has to wonder if it's possible zero legal New York residents will work in air-conditioned.
Oh shit. I just saw this. Yeah, at least Bernie Sanders didn't make one of these videos.
Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency.
Dude, if Bernie Sanders made one of these videos, ooh, man, he would have been fucking torched.
Gas, housing, eggs of essentials. Not getting better.
It's a good thing he didn't make one of these videos.
Donald Trump has done nothing.
I mean, right, regardless if he did, he's still dead to me. Motherfucker's a commie through and through. Fortunate bad take by Connor for 3 reasons. Major content creators like Connor are aware of Hassan controversy. That's true, yes. Regardless of whether they use X, true. I mean, if these Right, if they were truly friends, they're probably texting or hanging out sometimes. Like, like there's no way in hell that you did not know Hassan was doing a lot of political stuff. Come on, even the first time he went on Trash Taste, he was already doing political right. He already did his red pill content. He was doing political content during that time, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, yeah, for Connor to say that, that's kind of, I think you're lying, but you know, whatever. Between Ethan Klein's YouTube takedown, the Twitch advertising boycott, and even Dan's own statement, it is known. Yeah, I think the problem is, these people, like Connor and all they just don't look that much in their own, right? They don't like looking at negative stuff, let's just say. They all want to be positive and happy-go-fun and no wrong can happen, right? They want that utopia, but it's never gonna happen. They want that easy lifestyle of not having any pushback or controversy or talking about anything that has to do with politics. Remember when we thought Dems couldn't get any lower than this? Oh yeah, when she ripped up this. She was so upset. She was staring daggers at Trump. And now look at her. What a broken ass bitch now. You're a lying fucking sack of shit. I hope you go to fucking jail, you people. Fucking swindling people. Corrupt ass motherfuckers. Hassan is just as corrupt as these fucking asshats too. That was better. Oh. That's fucked up. That's me. Watch out to the bottle during the Trump address. I farted. Jeez. God damn. Fuck. Oh God. Jesus. This is their rock bottom. They are evil, soulless monsters, and there is no redemption from this moment. Oh, when I guess when they talked about the kid I wonder, were they the same way when they talked about the Take It Down Act and the other one, the Lincoln Riley one, right? I can't remember. We've been dealing with this BS for so long. Oh yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, fucking Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi, yeah. Yeah, this was, yeah, during Trump's first presidency, to have these people behind him. Yeah, you got torched, dude. You got fucked. I hate to say it, but they screwed you over. Yeah, these two fuckheads, yeah, they're bad. All right. Okay, sorry, after all that shit.
Convenience stores were allegedly at places like Amazon, especially when
I
a
feel bad 'cause I
2022 study
fucking
revealed
got
17% of
sidetracked.
workers under the age of 24 want jobs but can't find them. And that brings us to the real reason why workplace raids are an important part of keeping the country both safe and prosperous, allowing a massive number of people to illegally live in your city and get jobs there just empowers the criminals who connect them with these jobs in the first place. We're talking gang members and the businesses that prey upon these folks, who, even though they claim they're making the world a better place, are doing no such thing when they underpay and exploit their workers. Now, of course, it's very hard to blame individual workers for taking jobs that are offered to them if they're here and need to feed themselves. But the businesses hiring these people instead of Americans are preying on their desperate situation, taking advantage of people who have zero workplace protections, like guarantee.
Well, I mean, if these, right, if the businesses are obviously, right, employing illegal immigrants when they know they shouldn't be, right, that's stupid. You know, they're harboring a fugitive in a sense, right? They're literally being an accomplice in this fugitive who've broken the laws. Right, and now you're giving them money because or you're giving them a job because they broke the law, right? That's like some very toxic shit right there. That's like criminal fucking toxic behavior, right? Toxic positivity, right? That's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this illegal shit when you know you're not supposed to do that? Look, I get wanting to help people, but you helping a criminal who's already a criminal is like, you're now an accomplice.
Minimum wage and labor safety laws. Plus, as you're about to see, when someone gets an illegal job at a legitimate looking business, they're often only able to do it with the help of criminals who've embedded themselves in sanctuary cities.
Yeah, they've already did criminal activity, right? They're already kind of wanted, in a sense. Right, the cops are out looking for them, but they've been hiding. And then now you employ this guy who doesn't have any ID. It's like, eesh. Alright, man. Good luck.
So here we've got a whole bunch of local businesses. Some are part of a larger corporate entity. Others are small independent shops. They might only have 1 or 2 locations. And according to the news, some of these independent places have admitted to hiring people who are unlawfully in the country. And some of these individuals have figured out how to get jobs at larger corporate chains that might have a more thorough employment vetting process. And now workers at pretty much every business are on edge, thinking that at any moment ICE agents could walk in the door looking for somebody who's dangerous.
Antonio and Sarahi own their family home, 2 businesses, this restaurant and the deli at the corner, and employ nearly 30 people, some of whom are also undocumented.
We're entrepreneurs. We're working hard. We don't have any criminal records. We're following the rules. We're making the community a...
So this woman and her husband, they seem like nice, hardworking people, but they're wrong. They're not playing by the rules because it's illegal to hire people off the books. That's a crime, and legitimate businesses don't do that. And not only only does hiring people off the books empower criminals, they're not making their community better, because anyone illegally working at their air-conditioned restaurant or convenience store has a job that a law-abiding resident of that community can't have. But before we get into how people might be able to illegally get jobs at a place like Amazon or Target, it's important to understand how any business illegally employing people hurts their community in ways many people don't even realize. Because companies who do this, they don't just take away legitimate jobs from legitimate legal residents of their community, they also deprive legitimate business owners of the opportunity to compete in a fair marketplace. Think about that. How do you open a legitimate restaurant or cafe next to one that's not playing by the rules and has lower labor costs than you do? Your prices are automatically going to be higher than theirs
I hate
because
to say it, but the world isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Now, if you're gonna break the rules to do some unsavory shit, well, that's on you, right? If you're not gonna play the game properly, that's on you. Right?
You pay more for labor than they do. And in a tough economy, whoever's got the lowest prices, they're the ones who are going to win and everybody else is going to lose. And if people are working at a place in an off-the-books manner, they're not benefiting either. Sure, they might have a job, but it exists in the shadows, and these people don't benefit from any of the worker protection.
And then when you got the IRS on your back, how are you gonna? It's like
which exist to stop predatory businesses from harming their workers in the first place. And living in a country where the laws that protect others don't apply to you is not the American dream. Instead, it just means that you're being taken advantage of.
Worksite enforcement's coming back. No one hires an illegal alien out of the goodness of their heart. They hire them because they work them harder, pay them less, and undercut the competition as U.S. citizen employees. But most importantly, where do we find most victims of trafficking? Work sites. They have to pay the cartels off. They force them in labor situations, overwork them, abuse them. So,
you know, this is something that many people have never considered. The fact that when ICE raids a business, they find trafficking victims, that totally goes against the narrative that ICE is going into these places and pulling out people who wish they were there and are the happiest they've ever been. Especially when they're only going to businesses based on tips about ongoing criminal activity and the presence of dangerous individuals. They're not going to places where the only thing possibly going wrong are that otherwise law-abiding people are working illegally. And in New York especially, the signs of trafficking are everywhere. Literally, if you go to the bus terminal, a location where many asylum seekers and recent immigrants first arrive, you'll see signs warning people about this, which wouldn't be there if it wasn't a problem. And according to the Border Czar, when businesses do their hiring, they could be bringing people into their company who are trafficking victims, and they might not even know it. Yet that person's entire paycheck ends up getting turned over to the criminals who forced them to take that job in the first place. And where might these criminals find their victims? Well, this report says they're being located in the very shelters that New York City opened to keep people safe. Shelters which are infested with gang members because as a sanctuary city, we don't do background checks, and police are banned from patrolling these places, which just allows the criminals who are smuggling weapons inside to become the de facto law and order standard, doing whatever they want to whoever they want, and nobody can stop them. However, these gangs, they're not just getting people jobs at little mom-and-pop restaurants or convenience stores. They're also helping people get jobs at corporate entities that may have no idea they've just hired somebody illegally.
Migrants being arrested repeatedly on the Mag Mile for retail theft. And once they were interviewed, they explained why.
They were then being able to either buy or trade for
fake IDs,
Social Security numbers cards or American permanent residency cards. And this story we were getting over and over again.
This is what the migrants were
Yeah, I mean, a lot of migrants are obviously getting fake IDs, fake birth certificate, right? Fake documentation to try and get through, obviously.
In Chicago, but this same thing is taking place right here in New York, and fake IDs are being sold openly on our streets by gang members, which should be expected in a place that allows massive numbers of people in the country unlawfully to stay here. They're gonna need a way to provide for themselves, and that creates
there's still some forgery motherfuckers out and about. So yeah,
place for false identification. And where are people getting the money to buy their fake IDs? Well, according to this news report, they shoplift and steal and commit crime, which is such a problem in New York that our state is home to a $4.4 billion shoplifting economy. And when you walk through a store in the city, you'll see most products behind plexiglass. And although this is the obvious result of decriminalizing thefts that are non-violent and under $1,000 in value, this type of arrangement allows low-level petty thieves to do this as a full-time job, which is why you have so many open-air theft markets throughout the city where people are just reselling stolen goods on a sidewalk somewhere. But even if a person steals just long enough to get a fake ID so they can work at Amazon or Uber or Target or any business that actually checks, they're gonna need a real ID and a valid social security number. And the way these criminal gangs help people get an ID like that threatens every single person in our entire country. So it's one thing for a person who's in the country illegally to get a job at a place where the owners think that they're doing the world a favor. But it's quite another for that person to get a job at a legitimate looking place like this Subway where they check. But in a city with over 400,000 people who aren't supposed to be here needing employment, that's gonna have to happen if everybody wants to work. And because of that, you have a new victim entering the equation when it comes to unlawful employment. And that victim is anyone who has legal work authorization in this country.
This is what the migrants were bartering for, fake IDs, in order to secure employment.
And then the vast majority of them are released.
Nearly 500 fake IDs were uncovered, social security cards, driver's licenses, and American permanent...
So you gotta wonder, where does a gang like this get hundreds of fake IDs? They've got stacks of them and they're all for sale. Now, of course, the IDs could all be bogus, but it's not gonna be good for business if word gets around that they don't help people get jobs. Which means if somebody puts the information on that ID through some sort of database that checks to see if people can actually get jobs, there can't be any errors, which means some of the IDs floating around out there got into the hands of criminals in an illegitimate manner. Now, the way for criminals to get their first few IDs that they sell are to have themselves, friends, or family members recreate a legitimate ID and then sell those IDs to people who kind of look like whoever's on the picture. But that's not going to work forever. And the fact that there's demand for these things should terrify everyone who's ever been involved in some sort of data breach. If your identity or personal documents have ever leaked, a more sophisticated criminal could use that information to recreate your ID with someone
basically, the black market people will use that information, right? Whether the person's dead or not, right? And they will make fake IDs based on the dead person's information or the real person's information.
Picture on it, and then they can sell it on.
And since data and everything, they can easily get a picture of you if you've posted anything or you have like a big digital footprint. They can just take pictures, right? Or get pictures off the internet of you.
Unlimited number of times to an unlimited
Or they already
number
have it because fucking black market data trade, right?
people. This article says a legit driver's license will go for $500. The New York Post found gang members in Queens selling IDs from $80 to $250, some of which were obviously bogus. But what this reveals is that even somebody who is well-meaning for the most part has to subject themselves to the criminal underworld if they want to get a legitimate-looking job in this city, or in any city in America for that matter. Even so, there are people out there defending illegal labor practices as being good for the entire country.
That doesn't make any sense.
And,
this is
there was nobody there.
Yeah, this is why I have issues with fucking some people in America. They just love showing their goddamn criminal activity all over the goddamn internet. Remember the fucked up TikTok challenges people were doing? All over the fucking internet. Why do you think TikTok got a lot of flack, and why do you think TikTok was getting the politicians all riled up? And they tried to ban it, right? And then you had the Chinese, and it's like, Jesus fuck, man. Too many people doing stupid shit, right?
Down to the protest in Newark. She said, and then she asked me, do you think this is good for the small business community? And I went, well, look at your shop. This is one day. What happens when your employees just don't come in, period.
So here's what's going to happen. That business, they're going to be forced to hire legally, and they're going to be forced to play by the rules. When businesses and everybody plays by the rules, the country is better off. The country is not better off if businesses break the law to get a leg up on their competitors while acting like they are engaging in some noble pursuit that's not at all related to money, especially when giving those jobs just leads to numbers like this, where 17% of people aged 16 to 24 can't get jobs in New York City. And these are people who would be willing to work in an air-conditioned business where they can bring their smartphone like a grocery store or a bodega. These are not people who won't work because they refuse to do the jobs that exist. And here's the thing, these businesses like this dry cleaners mentioned by that news anchor, of course they're not hiring people who they think are victims of trafficking. And they might think they're playing by the rules because so many businesses here don't. And the most maddening thing about all of this is, yes, New York is a sanctuary city, but it's also very progressives. And who do progressives say they're sticking up for? The little guy. They're out there on one hand advocating for the little guy to get higher wages.
I mean, at this point, it's just criminals. I don't think they're well. I mean, they're obviously helping the little guy in some sense, but I mean, you could see that some of these people are literally helping criminals.
And more protections, but at the same time, they're totally okay with businesses who don't do any of that in the name of open borders. Minimum wage in New York is $16.50 an hour, and ask any progressive, they'll tell you that's too low. And they'll tell you that greedy businesses should be paying more because workers are the most valuable input in any economy. Unless, of course, those workers are in the country illegally. If that's the case, there is nobody advocating for them to get higher wages or more protections. There's just anger at the fact that ICE is here and might arrest somebody who's a criminal. And this puts progressives in sanctuary cities in a catch-22. Here they are advocating for policies that disenfranchise
if you don't do the job
workers who
properly,
they
you're
say
getting your
are
ass
already
fucking shit
disenfranchised by virtue of their immigration status. And these unlawful workers, they don't have the one thing legitimate workers have which protects them. And that is the power to walk away from any business they feel isn't treating them fairly and work somewhere else. That's not possible if the only job you can get is because the people working there are willing to break the law. And this brings up a big question. Are the businesses who are hiring people illegally doing something good? Or are they just doing something that's good for their bottom line at the expense of the rest of society? And does that empower the very criminals and gang members ICE may have to raid a business to find in the first place? Let me know what you think about that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
I mean, at this point, you can say they're like fucking plants, right? Thousands stranded being freed from Myanmar scam centuries. Yeah, Myanmar has been getting some shit. Serbia just got into some shit, dude. Lebanon got into some shit. It's just, so many places are getting into some shit right now. Fucking the Congo's getting into some shit. You got ICE raids happening because there's just way too many fucking criminals doing shady shit blatantly. The president just ended the Democrats. I look at the Democrats in front of me. I realize there's nothing I can say to make them happy, stand or smile or applaud. I can find a cure to the most devastating disease, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever. And these people sitting right here will not clap, stand, or cheer for these achievements. They won't, no matter what. 5 times I've been up here. Murder and cheat. So many Democrats like rejected prom king clutching his participation trophy. I look at them, nothing I can say to make them happy. Wait, the man who once bragged about shooting someone on 5th Avenue. Wait, he did that? When? What? Oh, because I think he's talking about the firing squad. The way he said the firing squad terminology. Hey man. Sucks to be illiterate, right? I don't know. He's out here curing imaginaries, probably the bleach injections and it's funny because some of these people like take it literally. Like, dude, what are you guys on about? Literally crying about nothing. Yeah, this guy's part of the right. Whoever this guy is literally part of the problem. Just and also, he's not. He's using Benjamin Franklin as his. If anything, I think Benjamin Franklin would be okay with what Trump is doing right now. Because Franklin was. He was kind of a Republican too. Well, he was a Democrat. Well, yeah, I mean he was a Democrat, but he held some values as a. He did do some Republican stuff too, but whatever. Besides the point. Promote based on skill and competence. Camera cuts to Popart.
Competence.
Oh, is that fentanyl Floyd? Elon Musk actually suggested it might be worth pardoning George Floyd's killer, Derek Chauvin. How does that absolutely insane suggestion sound to you? I think... I mean, this is... Like... The dude had drugs on him. The dude was using drugs. I don't. I mean, both are at fault. What do you want to do then? I mean, you can allow Chauvin to do the time. I mean, sure. I mean, he probably already feels remorseful for what he did. I mean, you had to put, you have to do something to stop a fucking perpetrator from going off the wall and putting everyone else's lives at risk. I mean, so are you saying cops shouldn't do their jobs? Essentially, okay. I see how defund the police went, right? I don't know what these people want. So do you just say you want criminal activity, so then we can just jail you right then and there. Jesus, I don't know. Fucking Christ, man. Fucking people. President Biden. Joe Biden was a better president than Trump will ever be. Drop if you agree. Drop a like if you agree. What? Dear leftist media. You say this, but Biden has not been... I haven't seen Biden speak once about anything. I haven't seen Kamala speak once about... You say that president is better than Trump, but I don't... Where is he right now? Isn't he supposed to do his job? Or has he finally retired? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I haven't seen... He hasn't said a thing. Romanian oligarch hired Hunter Biden to influence U.S. policy. Special counsel says. August 11th, 2024. Oops. President Biden fixed it for you. Well, you're welcome. That's fucked up. Alright, let's move on. Congrats, Donald Trump, DJ, sorry, Daniel, that's the other guy. I was thinking of Donald Trump for some reason. Is a 13-year-old lad with a brain cancer who has always, dreamed of being, yeah. Basically like the Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. No, ain't good for the kid. Gets to try and live his life to the fullest. Yeah, Mr. Musk. Right one! Elon's gonna make number 15 tonight after the state of the... This fucking guy. He was just being nice, my god. Oh yeah, oh, so that... Dude, why are they all... Is this supposed to mean something wearing pink? Oh, all of them voted for men hurting women in sport. Stop. You can't say that literally. Not nice. Oh, look. Come on. To be real, the girls women do have the capacity, but they don't know how to switch it on and off from 0 to 100, like some guys can, especially when it comes down to, like, physical sports. Whoa, Capillardo, motherfucker. What is a Russian? What? So stupid. All the Democrats putting out statements today, they will not be in attendance tonight for the State of the Union address by President Trump, are doing so because they do not want to be present when they are outed for their theft, graft, greed, and corruption to the country. Live when the cameras pan to them, their faces will be all telling fear in front of doors while looking over their shoulder at loyal U.S. Marshals and FBI to take them into custody. Come on, it's not... Some of them were there. I mean, you had that fucking green guy get ejected because he was being a fucking dumbass. This is the 5th State of the Union address I've seen Trump give. It was by far his best. Just ensure Trump plays the clip a few times during his State of the Union. This is what, by security again, every time Americans must understand this. Wait, what?
the U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have.
What do you mean? We have. Like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, probably not into. Well, actually, there have been American volunteers, I'm pretty sure, who have gone into your weird shit, but you know, that's neither here nor there, I guess. I don't know. How I participate, the Democrats who do attend President Trump's State of the Union back tonight. Oh, did they start shooting fucking smoke bombs in there for some reason? Oh, this is the Serbian parliament. Yo, what is happening? What is going on in Serbia? Jesus, they got the air horns and whistles, and they're throwing a bunch of fucking smoke bombs. Like, what? What? It's just fucking through that. It's like, are you gonna stay or are you gonna move out? I don't know. What are they doing? He's just like, oh, smoke's in my face now, you fucking asshole. Oh, I guess that it's like one opposition, right? One opposition versus the. What the fuck is happening? At least 3 Serbian injured as smoke bombs and flares. What? 3 of them got injured from what? Huh? The Balkan country. Well, we're scheduled to vote on the law that would increase funding for university education, but opposition parties said that the ruling majority was also planning to approve dozens of other decisions. They said that was illegal and lawmakers should first confirm the resignation of Prime Minister Milos Vucevic and his government. Chaos erupted about an hour after the parliamentary session started, with opposition lawmakers blowing whistles and holding up a banner reading, "Serbia has risen to the regime." Serbia has risen so the regime would fall. Hundreds of opposition supporters rallied outside the parliament building during the session. All show clashes between lawmakers and flares and smoke bombs being thrown. Serbia media said eggs and water bottles also were thrown. It said 3 people were injured in the disturbance, including lawmaker Jasmina Obradovic, who was taken to the hospital. Anna Brnabic accused opposition of being a terrorist gang. Okay. Defense Minister Bratislav Gasic described those behind the incident as a disgrace to Serbia. The vandalism of opposition MPs has exposed the nature of their personalities and essence of their political agenda. Serbia's populist President Alexander Vučić visited Obradović in hospital. Jasmina will win. Serbia will win. Vučić said in a post on Instagram showing him holding the lawmaker's hand on an emergency room. Crisis in Serbia, where months-long anti-corruption protests have rattled a populist government. Oh, that's why. It has been one of the demands in Serbia's protests. Students who have been a key driving force behind almost daily street protests that started after the November 1st canopy collapse in Novi Sad. Oh. Yeah, that's why. When more than 200 tons of concrete collapsed over the entrance, of the recently renovated railway. Oh, this is the one where... Oh, was this the one where people were trapped inside and and then 15 people got crushed? Yeah, killing 50 and severely injuring 2 more. The station building was constructed in 1960 and renovated 2020. Official cause of the collapse is still under investigation. On a series of mass protests in Novi Sad, which then spread throughout Serbia, fueled by dissatisfaction with other issues, including government corruption and media censorship. November 24th. The station's 48-meter long, 157 feet concrete canopy collapsed onto people walking, sitting underneath. 14 people were killed on the scene in an accident. 3 others are injured. The dead were Serbian citizens, except for 1 North Macedonian citizen. About 80 rescuers from multiple cities across used heavy machinery, including excavators and cranes, to pull debris off the collapse site. Of the 3 victims who survived with injuries, 2 women were trapped under the rubble and were rescued several hours after the collapse. One of the women died 16 days later from the severity of her injuries. All 3 injured and undergone amputation and were in serious conditions. Jesus fuck, man, that's rough. So 16 people altogether. And what was it? 15 didn't make it? So 15 or 14 didn't make it, and then everyone else, 15 people didn't make it, and the other 2 were severely injured. Yikes. Ben Shapiro, what happened? He was at the thing.
Absolutely necessary. If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial.
I go sleep, my fellow agent, bro. Have a good night.
That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime, was in fact the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not in fact commit murder.
I hate
George
Ben
Floyd.
Shapiro.
George
What's
Floyd
wrong
was
with Ben
high on
Shapiro?
fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing
I mean,
heart
he's
condition.
just
George Floyd
he's
was saying
just a
he
weird
could not
Jewish
breathe
man.
before he was even out of the car.
That's all.
He was in the car saying he could not breathe.
I mean,
Derek
all he
Chauvin,
wants to do is rip
large
away
segment of even
your
the tape
video
that was shown,
games and
had his knee
your
on
anime.
George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy of George Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea.
The religious
Probably
man won't
George
hurt
Floyd
you,
died
okay?
of excited
Calm down.
delirium. There were no accusations, even at trial, that Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury, that the mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George.
Oh, yeah, I wonder what the jury instruction... Yeah, I forgot what the jury instructions were for Chauvin, too. Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, once you make some... Yeah, I hate to say it, but Derek Chauvin's case was a political shit show, too. I think they mischaracterized some of the things that went down in that case, which is kind of like... This is why I hate people. They can't objectively look at the fact that fucking Derek Chauvin fucked up a little bit, sure. But fucking Floyd was drugged out of his mind too. Motherfucker was in panic mode. Like, you can't calm someone down who's like literally about to get detained and fucking get searched and all that. Right? He was gonna get taken down to the fucking police station anyways for all the shit that he was doing right in his car. or however they fucking pulled him out. I forgot.
George Floyd family immediately that the President of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat, that the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much.
Yeah, that's really bad. When they've already made up their mind before the trial and everything, that's a little shady. They didn't even hear the facts of evidence or anything. Yeah, that's a little weird.
Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a federal case, huh? Was it a federal case?
Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was...
On December, Chauvin pleaded guilty in federal court. Yeah, it was a federal case. Oh. Yeah, see, so we didn't even get to see, like... Civil rights. For violating Chauvin's civil rights? I'm sorry, what? What civil rights? Motherfucker was a criminal. I mean, yes, sure, he does have some civil rights, but motherfucker caused some crimes. Like, what? Also, the way the coroners, right, they were already going with the assumption that Chauvin did it all, regardless of the drugs and right shit in George Floyd's system. So, I mean, I feel like I think Derek Chauvin got fucked on that. Right, it was a political motivated fucking witch hunt.
Was convicted Chauvin on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges.
Especially when you had the BLM
Derek Chauvin
people
should,
coming
in fact, be pardoned on that. We'll be covering that a lot more in coming weeks because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who was rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage, and a guy rotting in prison who the evidence demonstrates certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in that case. If we're going to talk about...
Yeah, also, yeah, right. He was obviously not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But the fact is that that's what they pushed on him. It's like...
delivering pardons, President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider
bunch of shady-ass fucking judges charges, and juries.
State charges, Derek Chauvin, who is convicted of the murder of George Floyd. As I say, we will be covering this pretty extensively in the coming weeks. Right now, you should go to pardoningderek.com and sign our petition asking President Trump to grant justice to Officer Derek Chauvin.
I mean, should they pardon Derek Chauvin? I don't know. For me, I just don't think he fucking. I don't think he caused it. Right. I mean, he might have right added to fucking George Floyd's fucking like panic mode, but other than that, I don't think he really did anything bad. And it's like, how are you supposed to detain someone and stop someone if they're just gonna freak right? You have to mobilize them. You have to stop them from doing anything crazy. You have to stop them from hurting themselves or hurting you, right? So how are you going to do that when the dude is drugged out of his mind and keeps yelling, "I can't breathe," right? He was already yelling, "I can't breathe," even before this. Right? During the tussle, I'm pretty sure he was yelling, "I can't breathe." Yeah, and if anything, he didn't need to... Right, he already had the dominant position. All he had to do was switch to a different position, right? Instead of having his knee on his neck like that, you could have switched to a different position, right? Full mount position, lock down the arms. You didn't have to fucking... Well, I mean, you can do this, yes. But, yeah, I don't know. The fact that he didn't change positions and just stayed like that is made Derek Chauvin fucking freak out more, probably. Put his fucking heart rate through the roof and everything. Take the vaccines, you dopes. I hope that all these sharing 2060 owns the left compilation see this. And Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Benny Johnson, and Tim Pool speaks the truth. Yeah, I think all of these guys have actually... I think all of these... Right, all of them are in favor for Derek Chauvin for not going to jail. Or for... Right? Not guilty, basically. Much rather hear that, what corroborate. I was all like, who? It's Andrew Tate. Has to say, then Mossad Ben Shapiro. Huh? It's funny how this happened after he said what he did about Ben Shapiro. How certain are we that Ben Shapiro is a good guy? I'm on the fence about him because of the whole Candace Owens stuff she did with them. They allowed her content to be published until it personally offended them. That doesn't sound like something a good person would do. I mean, that's true too, right? Right, I mean, as soon as Candace Owens said all that shit, yeah, that's when Ben Shapiro was like, okay, yeah, no, we're not entertaining this. The Jews did it. Jews did it. Jews did it. Shows what an uncaring, robotic, racist cop looks like. What? How does that make... So any fucking white cop that looks like Chauvin is robot. So any white cop that looks like Chauvin is automatically uncaring, robotic, and racist. Okay, that's nice. And Ben Shapiro's what a jackass looks like. Look, I'm not... Ben Shapiro can be a jackass sometimes, but holy shit, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm Sam Hyde, pre-2016, 4chan, pre-2020. Alex Jones, right wing. I want to have a social and cultural biases. The exciting way. Fucking Hillary bottom Clinton. Yikes. Andrew Tate can be very annoying, true. But when he said Ben Shapiro is a midget warmonger who advocates for war but would piss his pants if he ever had to go fight for... I mean, the dude's a family man. I mean, obviously he would not want your fucking, right, your sons and daughters to go off into fucking war. He was correct. I hate everything about this short Zionist, bloodthirsty Mr. Burns motherfucker. Yeah. What if we all threw bricks at Ben Shapiro? Madel Porter. Oh. Senators entering the House chambers. Bishop petitions Trump pardon Derek Chauvin. Oh, yeah. I think we just got a lot of Black Lives Matter people that want Chauvin to, right, burn, basically. Wait, Jasmine Crockett just oh god, yikes. Wait.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the mule.
Okay. You should be using that on Biden, because there's actually some substance there. With Trump, there's no substance, I'm sorry. Rob Algreen says he is working on articles of impeachment after being kicked out of Trump's speech. What do you mean? Oh, was that what he was yelling? When he was doing his weird outburst? I'm drafting up articles of impeachment. Articles of impeachment. Want to speak directly to Americans? I'm sorry, I won't listen to that asshat. If he wants me to do some sort of work for him, he's gonna need to, get into the ring with me. It's gonna be, what, 3 rounds, 3 minutes? And I'm gonna just beat his ass. And if he can't survive, oh, that's on him, right? Alright, anyways. I think that is it. Oh, well, there's Bernie Sanders and Social Security. Somebody who is 150 years old, 200... Yeah, that's another thing, right? The fact that these... Well, we don't know to what extent that information is true or not, right? We just know that from their databases, right? That there are people who are in the social security system are getting getting paychecks when they shouldn't, or they're getting social security checks when they shouldn't. So if they are getting those social security checks, who the fuck are they going to? Because they clearly have someone's information down on there and someone's address that it's supposed to be sent to, yeah. So yeah, this is all shady. The Democrats are shady, the Republicans are shady, everyone's shady. Everyone gets to fucking be under the microscope, right? Oh, that sucks. Everyone's under the microscope now. Sucks to be you, I guess. I don't know. Now you must explain your position more and more now. Right? You can't be a fucking peanut brain dumbass anymore. Sucks. Or you can't be someone who wants to stay on the sideline and then and then bitch and moan that that you didn't want to enter into this, but well, I mean, you live in a society where you kind of have to talk about this shit sometimes. If you don't like talking about social issues or political issues, well, that's not my problem, is it? Right? The world isn't fair. What the fuck? All right, anyways. What is it?
Those people.
Yeah, I do.
What was he like behind closed doors, away from, you know, the sort of the public?
Oh, this was this was a long time ago. When he went on with Piers Morgan.
Rather than perhaps, you seem very reliant on accepting Putin's worldview, rather than...
What? Putin's worldview? I don't even know what Putin's worldview is. But you're saying he knows Putin's worldview? What? How can you say someone wants Putin's worldview if they don't even know what Putin's worldview is?
Than perhaps the start.
How would you define that? Have you talked to Putin? And has he told you exactly what his world is?
Reality of the barbarism with which he's executed this war.
Yeah, maybe because I know too much about the United States, because the first war in Europe after World War II was the U.S. bombing of Belgrade for 78 days to change borders of a European state. The idea was to break Serbia, to create Kosovo as an enclave, and then to install
Don't know about that one.
Bondesteel, which is
the Serbia stuff.
NATO base in the Balkans in the southwest.
Okay, yeah, I knew about the Balkans-based stuff.
So the U.S. started this under Clinton. We.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Clinton stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
We will break the borders. We will illegally bomb another country.
Yeah. Oh, and that's when NATO expansion shit, right? Yeah, during the Clintons. Obamagate is worse than Watergate. Yeah. Obama knew, Clinton knew, Biden knew, Comey knew, Brennan knew, McCabe knew, Strazak knew, Clapper knew, Rosenstein knew, FBI knew, DOJ knew, CIA knew, Pentagon knew, the state knew. They all knew. It was innocent, but they smeared. Oh yeah, and then Obama was like, "Oh yeah, Trump is Hitler." Ex-NATO head says Putin wanted to join alliance early on in his rule, apparently. He also wanted to join NATO, but he also said, why treat us like enemies? We want to be friends, yet Obama deployed ICBMs in Poland, etc. It's all recorded in newspapers. Yes, he did do that. He did give Poland ICBMs for some reason. Do not repeat, I do not send U.S. and Canadian troops into Ukraine. It is not right to put American or Canadian citizens in harm's way, fight in a war that we should not be involved with. I mean, yeah, people have said that before, but we still get ourselves fucking trenched, right into the fucking tossed into the cog. Alright, anyways, I think that's gonna do it. I got to go. I got class